Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Today, we will be discussing a controversial matter today surrounding T.S. Madison and Miss Gigi, the messy spot, aka Jacob Kohinar. But first and foremost, before we get into that, I wanted to let you all know, please get out to Lamik. That's Lamik. Love and makeup and kindness. The color that we have is iconic because we are definitely iconic over here. This is a lip gloss slash moisturizer. You don't need much. Well, listen here, before we get into the tea, because you know we have to do it, there were so much backlash from Miss Netta and Charles, but what really I think amped up the fire is we have a popular YouTuber by the name of Miss Gigi. And Miss Gigi is a transsexual woman, she transitioned. I remember seeing Gigi as a guy, and Gigi, in my opinion, felt a way about a trans woman. If you go back and look at the interviews that he did with Samantha James Cookie Tookie, he was giving her like the stank eye, and when she was telling about her experience, he had like kind of like the nose up into, because I had been looking for Jacob, but to find out that he had finally transitioned into a woman, I was very much so surprised. I'm like, some people, they just transition because they feel like it's the thing to do, or or I mean, the thing to do, or is popular, or they got inspired by somebody. And some of these microwaves, and the reason why I call them microwave trends is because in this day and age, I don't feel like the trans girls really put in the work and hard dedication into being trans. I mean, when you talk about coming out, nowadays it's more acceptable, but beforehand it was not. And I want to say that a lot of our parents growing up, back in the days where it's not so comfortable, and so spoken about now. When you talk about being a guy for your family, I know that's something that Jacob did for a while. I don't know Ms. Netta's story, but it's a lot to unpack. And listen here, we're going to do that in Queen City in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take off. Back, right back at it. Make sure you all are taking the poll that is down below. This video right here is the one that we are going to be reviewing because this is where it all went down. Oh yes, listen here, it went down, and I'm going to tell you on this video. Gigi decided that she was going to separate herself from the trans community. It was given like, do not associate me with the trans, because if she talked about trans, she would say they as though she's not a part of the community as well. So I think that I will start with this part right here because this was supposed to have been about Miss Netta and Charles and T.S. Madison. Let me tell you how this trans woman by the name of Gigi gaslit that conversation. A conversation that's going to get people panties in a bunch. Let me show you. Let me find my timestamp. Timestamp is going to be at 1:16. All right, there we go. I want y'all to listen to this and see how she gaslights the situation. We're going to speed it up a little bit. This falls under the fair use. We're giving commentary. Let's go.
I was going to play T.S. Madison rant, but I did want to show you guys this. But you know what? This got to do with transgenders in the bathroom. And maybe that's something else. Press 8 if that's something. Come here. I want to show you something. Hold on.
Okay, so it's an ad playing, so I'm going to let it play out. So get into this.
Hello? I'm sorry about that.
Now she wants to make it about the transgenders and bathrooms. Like,
it's the goddamn commercial. I didn't know which commercial was moving. You know, these buttons just got a life of its own. But transgenders in the bathroom, press 12 if this is, you know, I should save this topic for something else. Press 22 if this goes along with it. Maybe I should save it for something else. These are a bunch of transgenders, and as you guys can see what transgenders look like, for some of y'all that may not be like.
What I wanted Gigi to do was simply cut on her camera so she could have showed the live audience, her live audience, what a transgender looks like. Because this is my thing with some of the trans women, they try to like, they're trans, but then it's like, you know, I'm not them. I want to separate myself, this, that, and the third. But sis, you're sitting up here gathering people and you're trying to execute a phobia. And it's like you're on like this coon rant because you're going to say, oh, I would go in on the transgenders, but I need the money. And you're simply a sellout. That's why I don't take your transition serious at all, Gigi. I don't. You went from a man and then you went over here to a woman. That is Gigi, the guy with the black shirt on with the big old muscles. He transitioned into the lady with the red shirt on, not Miss Netta, but the one that's on the end. So look at the far left photo and then look at the far right photo. And the far left photo, that was a guy that transitioned to be a woman. And I feel like this individual has regrets. You know, transitioning and being a woman wasn't what he thought it would be. You know, because he's over there battling with some weight that he's trying to get off. Let's talk about it. Hey, Norris Tony, how are you doing? Norris Tony says, Toast, do you want an auto registration and insurance holder? Absolutely, honey. And thank you so much for thinking about the queen. Yes, Norris, I love that. All right. Norris Tony says, okay, I will send you one for your birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, get into this. And like I said, why didn't Miss Gigi say, well, you know, Miss Netta, let me put myself in your shoes? Because when I was a gay man, I frowned upon trans, you know. I never thought that I would be trans. I used to give the transgenders stank looks because I know you did, Jacob. And listen here, I'm gonna call you Jacob because that's just what's going on. Because you want to be in Miss Netta's boat so bad. Miss Netta identifies as Joe. Miss Netta and you are gay for pay. You're gonna be gay for the pay. And let me tell you how. Mm. I got it. Give me 1 second. I got my timestamp. Give me 1 second. I want y'all to really pay attention to coons like this. Give me 1 second. There we go. Listen to this, y'all.
I need to know that I'm damn supported. I need to know that I'm around people that think like me and have my same morals and values. Okay? That's what.
So pretty much in this clip right here, she says, I would go harder on the transgenders because I've talked about the bathroom. I know that's something that's going to get the people hyped. Y'all ain't really on that. I'm over here dragging these transgenders, but I would go even harder if I had support behind me. If y'all sent me money, I would go in even harder. And she got some feedback. She really didn't understand. She was acting like she didn't understand, but half the time I don't think that she understands, because half the time she's a special kind of girl. We'll just say that. Let's do this. I'm going to go back to this part. I'm going to review this part right here because she made some comments and some remarks that were just so funky. Give me 1 second. So here's Gigi right here.
To play a little bit over here, this video.
Being a non-binary person that sometimes has a choice to either go into a men's.
Okay, so he said he's not. Shit, I'm sorry, Lord. Please forgive me, Lord. She said.
So Gigi wants to act like she don't know how to use correct pronouns for people. This was a live about trans conservatives versus trans liberals. So it's trans in the title. She knows that they identify as trans, but in order to get a laugh out of her audience, she decides that she's going to misgender and say, oops, oh my bad, I didn't know, my bad. This is kind of hard. She's on here to push a narrative to drive a wedge between the heterosexual community and the trans community. I think that's the problem. And I feel like Gigi is another Flame Monroe, where they will get up in the dress and get paid. Get up in the dress, get the money, and make it do what it do. Let's talk about it. But then, Gigi wants to try to come for T.S. Madison, but it's like, sis, you and T.S. Madison and you and I, we've never walked this same walk, We transitioned at a younger age, We didn't wait until we were in our late 20s, early 30s to say, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and make this transition. We are not the same. And I feel like it's a problem because instead of you addressing the real situation of being trans, in order to, get your meds and all that, to get your hormones, you have to go and see a therapist. You have to go and see a psychiatrist. So do we know if Miss Netta went to go see a psychiatrist? Miss Netta decided that this is a character. This is somebody that I'm going to portray, but this is not who I am in real life. And, I've had a run-in with Gigi, and Gigi, I kind of feel like Gigi kind of regrets transitioning. I think Gigi is feeling a certain type of way because, gay men are out there and they are, they have a bigger spotlight now. And, like EJ, Magic Johnson's son, he's very flamboyant. He gets to walk around with halter tops. I mean, gay guys, they're able to express themselves a little bit more freely now rather than back in the days, Let's talk about it. And I do kind of feel like Gossip Girl XOXO, Jacob Koheinar regrets transition. Because when I hear Jacob Koheinar, whenever I've interacted with him as a trans woman, Jacob gave me so much feedback. I mean, I'll call him the messy sweet spot. The messy sweet spot started giving me so much feedback. It was like I had went on there and I was just like, Flame Monroe is a problem. And first thing Gigi says is, "Oh no, B, you're not gonna come on here and say that and this and the third." She dropped me down. Because you roll with what Flame is on. You want to be called he, she, and we. Just say that. We can help you out. We could push you through. We could do that for you. But I don't feel like that you transitioned because you felt that way. I think that you transitioned because you saw the Maya Scotts, you saw the T.S. Madisons, you saw, the girls really get in their lives. Let's talk about it. And then you have Naomi Mizrahi, she went on and got her, parts SRS, and SRS is not for every trans woman, but I'm not going to sit up here and, tear down the next woman. It's a discussion. This woman is a celebrity. None of them, they are in the public eye. So how are you, Gigi has like over 200,000 subscribers, and how low she goes, I be scratching my head. I'm like, Lord, please don't let me be like Gigi when I get 200,000 subscribers. I'm going to have something different to tell y'all. I'm going to be on camera every day. We're going to be going out hiking and doing all that. But to sit behind a camera and perpetuate that rhetoric and, try to blend in with heterosexual people, but you are a trans woman, it screams delusional. It screams delusional. And it screams you are not proud to be who you are, Gigi. You're not proud to be no trans woman. You're terrified. And you don't want nobody to know. Hey, Wani11, how are you doing? Wani11 says, for adult audiences only, must be 18 plus to hang at the Butterfly Lounge. Welcome to Queen City. Welcome to the Butterfly Lounge. Please subscribe, share, and like. Thank you for your support. Wani says, that's where you two are not the same. We're definitely not the same. And like I said earlier, Gigi is a microwave trans. Gigi just woke up and said, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to start transition. Gigi was Jacob Koheinar and felt the way about the trans women. Let's talk about it. He was a handsome young man. And I think he should have stayed that way. And I think it's a lot of regret because it got to the point where Jacob was just so freely, but now it just seems like, it's a gay for pay situation. It's a gay for pay situation. You said, oh, look at the glitz and the glam. And you thought that it was going to be peaches and cream. No, sweetheart. This is life. This is life. And I thought that it was very nasty and distasteful how you tried to spew that narrative on Miss T.S. Madison. And I'm here to let you know, sis, I'm here to call you out. I'm here to call you out because it was very nasty. And like I said, in my opinion, it seemed like you transitioned for the come up. Look at him. This is Jacob. This is Gigi, y'all. I don't know, honey. It looks like Fix-A-Flat back there, honey. Get into it. Yeah, honey. It's giving Fix-A-Flat. I don't know why it's not going to come up a little bit more, but yeah, that's him. That's him. Kind of looks like Storm Monroe. But get into it. Get into it. This is Jacob. This is Gigi. This is her before. Because she wanted to say that somebody needed a before and after. Actually, we're gonna get to that video if I even go back to it, which I feel like I'm already done with the video. But this is Jessica and Jacob Koheinar. Let's go ahead and pull this up. We're gonna pull up TikTok. So I want to know what's going on. Since we want to do some investigations, let's go ahead and get into some investigations. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go.
A, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I love you still, and you know I always will. Till the end of time, I won't change my mind.
Let me get that out of there. So this is I love you, I miss you, coming back soon, Jessica Koheinar. So that's her right there. And she had got offline a while ago because she was saying that she had gained weight. She gained weight. So let's do the before and let's do the after, Miss Gigi. So that's Gigi. So that's Jacob, Jessica Koheinar. Okay. A microwave trans. Okay. A microwave trans. Okay, and that's all. Because Jacob actually wiped the internet from all of the male photos, right? But the reason why I went there is because I had to give Jacob or the messy sweet spot a dose of her medicine, because we don't need coons over here trying to divide us and, you know, like you're black first and foremost. You don't know the struggles. Oh, my bad, because probably you haven't been in your transition long enough. I don't think that Marsha P. Johnson will be happy. I don't think that Marsha P. Johnson marched for that. But everything for $1. I mean, you have a whole big platform, way numbers than some of us in the sector, and you decide to use your platform to degrade us trans women. You want to take the time to put us against each other. Like, it doesn't make sense. Make that make sense for me. I think it's weird behavior, and I think that you're against it. I think you're against trans. Like I said, some people, they transition. I've known people that have detransitioned. But when they were up in Geesh, when they had the wigs on, it was girl this and girl that and flipping their head and, you know, I'm the baddest. They did it for all the wrong reasons. They did it for pageantry. If you want to do pageantry, do pageantry. Just dress up for the pageants. Just dress up when it's time for you to do your shows. Let's talk about it. He doesn't look anything like that pic you just had up. He should have stopped there. Oh. So that was the earlier. Okay. You know what? I got you. When we have individuals in the community that sit up here and try to take away the fact that and I never understood it. They gotta go low to get the dollar. And they don't care if it's their community. And that's why, I don't mess with too many people because it's too many people that are out there for their dollar. And this is my thing. While the messy sweet spot was out there talking about T.S. Madison, you never once mentioned that she put up her house as a starter house for girls that are getting out of sex work and that are trying to change their lives. So when was she, I mean, what the messy sweet spot was saying, it just didn't make sense. How do you have a woman over here that just put up her home to give trans women a hand up in life, a foot up in life, a support system in life, a program in life to help enrich another trans sister elevate, so she don't have to do what some of us had to do. There are resources now. And to sit up here and be talking about, the bathroom situation hasn't even been up in a while. Why bring that up, Gigi? It makes me feel a certain type of way. And Gigi is a woman of a particular age. She's a trans woman, but she's battling with her transition. The girls that are happy in their transition, they're not looking to tear another trans girl down. If anything, they're uplifting, hey sis, and maybe giving her some tips and some pointers. You don't have to drag everybody down, but you do it for the money. And you do it behind an avatar. Hey y'all! Yeah, get on in here, y'all. Listen. Yes. Get on in here, like that like button. I'm begging. What's up, nigga? Detroit. What's up, y'all? Get on in here. This is Gigi, y'all. Come on in here, y'all. Hey, y'all. Yeah. Woo. I'ma come in on your ass. That's a trans. Look at the trans. That's what we get. She's gonna amp you up, and that's what she's gonna do. And she's gonna talk all that behind the avatar, because she can't say it with the camera on. Honey, she can't say it with the camera on. Let's be honest, Gigi. Let's talk about it. Yes, her voice has aged, as well as it's like they cloned Tyrone, allegedly. But you know what? My thing is, we have things that we can work on, right? And we know, if you know anything about transition, you already know the levels, right? You just don't wake up knowing how to put on your makeup. You just don't know. You just don't wake up and be like, oh, this is my look. It comes with time. And if Miss Netta would take the time to transition, she would know that. And if people are acting so concerned with Miss Netta and people making fun of her, why don't y'all encourage Miss Netta to go to a therapist and really, if she's trans, see if she's trans. See where she is, so nobody's picking pronouns and picking out her life for her. You need to teach a class. What would I teach the class on? What would it be about? Starting off, like going to therapy, knowing that your look, when you first recognize, of course you're a boy, right? And just depending on what your support system is. So that's why it's very important for us that even have children. It's very important how we treat our children, how we respond to them. Do they feel comfortable with coming to us and talking to us? Mental health is definitely important. I mean, y'all know I discuss mental health all the time. I have a therapist. I do what's needed to keep me in check, keep me right. So nothing happens overnight. I mean, it takes work. It takes work. And I think that some people are just so used to quick results that they don't even try patience, But I do feel like there's a divide, even sometimes in the trans community. And this is my thing. I want to speak on this because Gigi decided to try to say that Craig, T.S. Madison, or Netta said it, T.S. Madison let Craig go off. This is my thing. Have you all seen the Queen Supreme Court? Or did y'all see the court show with Kaya? There was a time on there where Kaya was talking about Trina, and we know that T.S. Madison loves her some Trina down. And when Kaya would be going on her rant, T.S. would be like, she'd either put her head down or she'd be like, nope, I ain't doing it. Or she'll move her chair away. Why are people acting like these are not her antics? Why are people acting like this is not a show? This is a show. It's called PHAG Talk. It's a show. It's to get the people talking. You have a gay guy and you have a trans woman, and they have fun banter. For those that get it, we get it. We know that it's not, oh, it's her, let me get her. No, she ended up in the tabloids like we all have, and she got talked about. Tamar has been in it. Let's talk about it. When T.S. Madison and Kaya was over there, every man wants a woman. It was commentary. You think Candy is over there saying, oh, let me stop. She better stop talking about me? No. And we're not talking about these people. They're not making money. Let's all stop talking about Miss Netta today. She'll disappear. But you just have individuals that like to pick and poke. And it's like Gigi has been in the game for God knows how long, and she hadn't elevated. Her stardom hasn't rose. T.S. Madison has been around the world. She's doing trips, and she's just living her transsexual life. If she wants to brag about her house, if she wants to brag about her maison, because it's a chateau and a maison, okay? She has that right. Work hard, play harder. Work hard, play harder. But you don't have to go around here dragging another girl down just to put the light on you. And I don't know, Gigi is in this phase right now. She was mentioned by T.S. Madison. Oh, T.S. Madison, she mentioned me. Well, T.S. Madison mentions me all the time. But I'm not coming on here. Oh, y'all, T.S. Madison mentioned me. Let me get this clout up. No. T.S. Madison is her own brand. Queen Tulsa is her own brand. That woman had to work hard to where she got. Queen Tulsa gonna have to work hard to where I'm going. Stop trying to depend on other people's success for yourself, for your beneficiary. Get out there, do the work. We all got microphones. We all got voices. We all got these cameras. We all got that one button that we push to go live. But Gigi, I had to meet you with your energy. And Gigi, you have been I don't know what your relationship with T.S. Majesty said y'all cool, and even for back in the day, but your attitude stinks. And I don't find nothing cute or humorous about it. Let's be honest. Please like this button. Yeah, but there were a list of other things that I wanted to discuss tonight. I just don't feel the need to go there. I just feel like we've done enough. And Gigi, Miss Jacob Kohinar, the late Jacob Kohinar, it wasn't cute. What you did was set up there and you said, F us. You wanted to separate yourself from being trans. You keep saying they. Let everybody know that you're trans. Come from behind the camera, sis. We see T.S. Madison. We see Miss Netta. We see Charles. We see me. Where are you? Come out from behind that camera. And really give it up, Miss Gossip Girl. Let's give it up. You just seem so angry every time you get on live. You seem angry and upset. Let's talk about it. 111 says, helping those in need of a role model on how to navigate in the community safely, how to be able to have a family of your choosing as your happiness is the end goal. That part. Body changes don't change the mind. Yes. Thank you. That's a great point right there. Because some people, they feel like, oh, let me transition this, that, and the third. You could change all the aesthetics that you want, nose, boobs, but whatever. But if your inside is nasty, all that cosmetics isn't going to do anything. You're going to be attractive. You're going to be attractive if the work is done right and things like that. You're going to be attractive. But you're always going to be in your mind every second of the day. Because you did it, you went out of order of the process. It's first the mental, it's first, then the whatever else. First, your mental. Mental is always first. Your mental first, everything else secondary. Well, God first, everything else is secondary. Whew. That's a lot. Let's talk about it. Your mind and body coexist in the same body. Yes. And like I said, some people, they transition and they feel like, oh, my life is going to change. I'm going to be that girl. My life, I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. I'm going to have this. That's when the games really begin with the guys. Okay. Because aesthetically, you're beautiful. But there's plenty of beautiful women in this world. There's plenty of beautiful women in this world. You're not the only one. So as we're out here doing these things, Gigi, I'm going to call this a wake-up call for you, because you know the process, and I kind of feel like you played in everybody's faces and you tried to pick T.S. Madison. Oh, T.S. Madison going at her, and you lied. You made videos and you played them out of order. Don't act like she has never stood up for trans. She has, Gigi. But like I said, you should have known where Miss Netta was coming from, because you lived your life as a man majority of your life. And you transitioned lately. So that's where I felt like you and Miss Netta connected. I couldn't tell Miss Netta how it is a personal experience of transitioning at an older age, but I could let her know, hey, this is what I did. but by you being this age and you're already, your body is already formed and things like that, you're going to have to go and get professional help. And if you go through that stage, then there's another process, and make sure you take your regimen. I mean, how hard was it to say, well, I don't even think the question of, hormones that come up, like, is Ms. Netta, is she seeking hormone therapy? Is that something that she's interested in? Does how far is Ms. Netta going in her transition if you wanted to help? If you wanted to help. But it seemed like a lot of gaslighting. And this is the thing. And I'm going to go back to Kaya and T.S. Madison. They worked together until they didn't. That was their experience. That was so many years ago. T.S. Madison don't have no beef with that woman. That woman, I don't think, have no beef with her. They done moved on. They're doing better things in their own lives, right? A lot of people want to go back to that. Oh, she don't like women. I can tell you from experience, T.S. Madison loves her sisters. I'm all the way in Oklahoma. I messaged her. She responded. I needed help. She put Hope Giselle. Y'all go check out Miss Hope Giselle. She's Mrs. Hope Giselle now. She got married. But those two ladies, they, I was like, hey, I need some help with something, Miss Maddie. Miss Maddie said, I asked her if she could, maybe reach out and get this message to Hope. She got that message to Hope. Hope called me. Hope made sure that I had all the resources that I needed, and she helped as much as she could. These women help other women, and not just trans women. They help women in general. So it's like, when we already know us as trans women, we have it hard. Why would we need Gigi in the community trying to discredit great works and great contributions? Because I feel like T.S. Madison on YouTube, she really opened it up for us. She really opened it up for us. There's people on here that know her, the ladies that know her, they watch the show, and they are supporters and allies. Not everybody is against us. But we have a due diligence when we come on here and we give our commentary. What I said about you, Gigi, that was all facts. You did transition later on in life. As you was a grown man and then you transitioned to a woman. I think that you should have led off with that conversation. Oh, I know what Ms. Netta's going through. Hey, I was a man at such and such age, and then I transitioned. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because Gigi is so stuck on the biological. What were you born as? Gigi wanted to make that a fact. I'm not complaining about what I was born as. I don't think T.S. Madison is complaining about what she was born as. We're not stupid. Stop trying to make things an issue that don't even need to be talked about. I feel like if you didn't have nothing encouraging to say, you shouldn't have said anything at all, because it seemed like you wanted to start a cat fight. You wanted to get some gossip going and then, put it out there. And then now you're sitting back because you was up in T.S. Madison's live tonight. Oh, I'm here. Drop the link. Let me up. Let me up. No. When I was over there and I asked you to let me up and you let me up, and the first time I gave my opinion that didn't resonate with yours, you called me the B word and you dropped me down. And you going to say, oh, I heard about her. Oh, this, that, and the third. You don't know me. You never experienced me. And then later on, I come back on your panel and you have to give me my flowers because Jaguar Wright is my sister and I have a connection with her. And actually, she called me today. But because I had some information, you brought me up and you let me stay in that back chat for damn near 30 minutes. And I dropped down. Oh, I was about to bring you up. No, ma'am, you was not about to bring me up. You are upset with yourself and other trans women that are exceeding, that are elevating, that are growing, that have talent, that can come from behind the camera. Uh-oh. All right, I think that's my time. I'm getting a message that I have to go ahead and get off. But listen here, I will be back. It might be tonight. Set your notifications. But yeah, I just wanted to come by. I wanted to get that off my chest. Gigi, you're down bad. I just pray that when I get 200 plus thousand subscribers, that I would have a little bit more commentary to give than to be trying to pull people down and pit people against each other. And then it's so laughable because jealousy is something else, y'all. Jealousy is it's something else. She could make a difference if she wanted to do so. Silence is not always golden. Well, she said that she needed some more money and she'll go in on the trans community if she had more money. If people would support her rhetoric, she would really be tearing T.S. Madison up. If somebody had sent her more money, she would have tore T.S. Madison up. But I don't think that she could have because they are not the same. T.S. Madison is on camera. People know who T.S. Madison is. Gigi is hiding behind that camera. Bleach, blonde, bad build, butched body. Until next time, so long.